Welcome back to the channel, my fellow traders. In this video, I'll be breaking down 3 quality stocks that are ready to run with significant upside. Now, I'll be sharing my personal analysis and how I plan to be trading it. So if you want to learn technical analysis for yourself and really up your game, be sure to go get my book, A Technical Trader's Handbook, on Amazon. Now, before we jump into the video, I want to quickly address where I've been. It's been quite a while since I last uploaded, and as you may know, I was in university this past year, so I was quite busy with all of that and wasn't really finding the time to make videos that I liked and enjoyed making. Now this summer, I'm working that corporate lifestyle, but I definitely have a lot more time to be making videos, and I have a lot of amazing ideas that I plan to be implementing on this channel. So stay up to date for a lot more technical videos, fundamental analysis videos on quality stocks like I've covered in the past, such as Elastic, MongoDB, EPAM, Datadog. These are stocks that have returned hundreds of % for you guys, before the recent crash, but quality stocks. And finally, I'll also be making videos on the macroeconomic environment so that you can get a better understanding of what's going on in the world and how that could affect the stock market. So a lot of great content coming your way, so be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and let's jump into the video. Alright, so the first stock we're going to be taking a look at is Square stock. Now this is a stock down roughly 45% from its highs, so if the technicals play out right and the market does recover, this is a stock that could see significant upside. Now going to the 1 month hourly chart, we can see a few bullish things right off the bat. Now first of all, we're forming this ascending triangle. We're getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter in this range. Now triangles can break out either way, so for that reason you really have to be patient with them and wait until either a break higher or lower before entering. So with an ascending triangle, what you want to be looking for, and what I'll personally be looking for to trade this, is I'll be looking for this break right above this $90 level right over here. If we can break above this resistance level, pull back, turn it into support, and validate that previous level of resistance as support, that's going to be a bullish indication and confirm that higher breakout. Now apart from that, if I scroll back a little lower, another thing we can see is that the stock for the longest time has been forming lower lows and lower highs, right? We can see we've just been in this channel pattern forming lower lows and lower highs. Now in this channel pattern, we begin starting to consolidate and in a way broken past that trend. But as you can see, this previous lower high that we had when we were forming this pattern, we're yet to break above it. So if you can break above this previous lower high, from there on, technically, then only we will break out of the trend. Because as long as we're below this previous lower high, technically the stock is still in a downtrend. So again, breaking above this $90 level will validate that bullish reversal. Now another thing I want to mention on this 1 month hourly chart is that we can see the RSI is in oversold territory, and it does look like the red MACD line is beginning to cross above the green signal line as well. So these momentum indicators show that the stock is oversold and buyers are gaining some momentum. So on the hourly chart, we are seeing some bullish signals, but again, I will personally be waiting for that break above that $90 level to really confirm the bullish reversal. Now if the stock does break this $90 level, I could easily see it heading all the way up here to about $109 where it had this previous level of resistance. Also, as we were forming lower lows and lower highs, this was one of the previous lower highs, right? So it's definitely going to be a key level of resistance, and we're looking at a pretty solid return of about 16 to 17% from our $90 level, and that's a pretty solid return, and definitely seems like the bullish signals are indicating that the stock is ready to run. But again, confirmation is key. Alright, so the second stock that we're going to be taking a look at is Datadog stock, or ticker symbol DDOG. Now this is a really quality tech stock that I've covered on this channel multiple times. Before the recent crash of the market and drop back down, this is a stock I called at $80 that ran up all the way almost to $200. So a really good quality stock that I definitely think that everyone should really explore and look more into, or just check out some of my previous videos on the company to get a better understanding of it. But today we're just going to be taking a look at its technicals and why it's looking very attractive technically. Now I will say that this technical play is a little more risky, but a lot more reward. In fact, almost a 40% return is possible with this Datadog play if it plays out right, but the risk level is there, so take that as you may. Now, beginning on the 1 month hourly chart, we can see a few things right off the bat. So, it was clear we were forming lower lows and lower highs, but now we've entered this new channel uptrend, and it's looking pretty bullish, right? We're forming higher highs and higher lows, and in fact we're right here at the bottom of this channel, so there's a high likeliness that we could see that bounce and return all the way to the top of the channel, so that's nice. Now, another thing that I really like is that we're turning the 50-day SMA into support. Now, the 50-day SMA is this yellow line you see right over here. Initially, we were turning into resistance. Push up, turn the yellow line into resistance. Push up, resistance, push up, resistance, down, down, down. But now we can see as the stock is, pulling back, we're turning the 50 SMA, which is again the yellow line, into support. Come push up, come down, turn into support. So that is another really bullish thing. Apart from that, we can see strong buying pressure, strong buying volume entering, indicating that buyers are returning, which is good. Now, along with that, we can also see our momentum indicators are in oversold points, also indicating that with this uptrend, we could see continuous follow through and momentum really return. But this is just on the short-term chart. Let me show you the 6-month chart where things are looking even better. So going to the 6-month daily chart, we can see the stock has been in this massive decline. Now it's been forming a long, lower low and lower high pattern for quite some time now, right? Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. But as you can see, we've validated this bottom trend line and now we're beginning to bounce. Apart from that, we can see how we've broken above the 9 EMA on the daily chart and we're turning into support, right? We can see the 9 EMA, which is this blue line, we were turning into resistance. Now we're beginning to turn into support. The reason this is so important is because by being above the 9 EMA and turning into support, it shows that buyers are willing to pay a premium compared to datadog's shorter term average price. So that's bullish and indicates buyer strength. But apart from that, that also means that there's a potential, as we've seen multiple times, for us to cause a push up all the way to the top of this channel pattern, which happens to be right at about this $140 level, which means we're looking at potentially a 32% return. So 32%, not 40%. But anyways, even on the daily chart, we can see how the red Mackie line has crossed above the green signal line, confirming that momentum switch in favor of the buyers. We can see how this has happened before. Boom, we pushed up. Happened here before. Boom, we pushed up and ran up to that top trend line. So that's another indicator that there's potential for the stock to push higher. So this upcoming week, what I'll really be looking for is if we can get some follow through, right? What I want to see is a break back above the 9 EMA and 21 EMA, which is this blue and purple line. Get that follow through and confirmation that, in this channel pattern that we're going to continue to see that uptrend. Now, if we can get that confirmation and break above these lines, I would then be looking for a potential entry with, again, my sell target, as I mentioned on the 6-month daily chart, being this top diagonal resistance line at about 140 to maybe the mid 130s. All right, so the final stock that could be ready to run big time is Canada Goose stock, or ticker symbol GOOS. It's a bit of a shift from the previous tech stocks that we talked about, but it's definitely an attractive buy considering it's down roughly 58%, around 60% from its highs, so quite a steep decline. Now, on the 6-month daily chart, we can see a few things. First of all, we can see how the stock is forming this falling wedge, right? We're getting tighter and tighter, forming this falling wedge as we're continuing to shift lower. Now, if I zoom in a little bit, we can see that in fact we've actually broken above this previous resistance line, right? We're turning this into resistance, pushing up resistance, but we've broken out of it, and we're really trying to break above this previous lower high. Right now, we are facing a bit of resistance at this level here at about 2180, where this previous lower high is. But if the stock can get that break, we could see a pretty big short squeeze considering how much downwards pressure there has been. The red MACD line has crossed above the green signal line, suggesting a shift in momentum, as well as the RSI is beginning to shift upwards as well. Now, another pattern that I do want to point out is that it almost looks like we're forming an inverse head and shoulders. We got our left shoulder, we have our head, and now we're forming our right shoulder before that ultimate breakout to the upside. This is a pretty common reversal pattern, especially after such a prolonged downtrend. So it's definitely looking really bullish from that aspect. And similar to Square stock, I'll be waiting for that confirmation signal, which is that break above this 2180 level. If we can break above, validate it as support and follow through higher, I'd be looking to buy into that, and I could see, a significant return with this trade. Right now, the next level of resistance that I could see for the stock would be roughly at this 28.28 level, which would indicate about a solid 26% return, which is, just fantastic. So those are the 3 stocks that I personally could see ready to run with significant upside. If you want to learn technical analysis for yourself and really up your game, be sure to go get my book, A Technical Trader's Handbook, on Amazon. Now, it feels great to be back. There are going to be a lot more videos coming your way. We're going to be continuing to do technical videos, and we're going to be returning back to a lot of quality fundamental videos on stocks like I've covered in the past that have returned hundreds of percents of returns for you guys. Along with that, I'll also be making macro environment update videos so that you guys really get an understanding of what's going on and how these things are really going to be affecting the markets. So a vast array of content coming out soon, so make sure you stick around for that. And with that being said, I'll see you all in the next one.